Hello, Divine Ones. Welcome. This is One Divine Light, and today I'll be sharing a channeled message as well as an energy attunement and activation. And this is for, well, it's really for whenever you receive this message. And so today the guides are bringing this through just previous to the 8/8 portal and the full moon that is coming up. In addition to this, they're going to be bringing a message and light frequency. So you're going to hear me speaking in English, a message, light frequency, as well as an activation and an attunement. So they're going to begin. Dear ones, today we wish to share with you a message, but beyond the message is the frequency. The frequency is what actually speaks here. Because there will come a time in which the language that you know now will be finished. Not useless. That's not exactly it. But like yesterday's news, like out with the garbage. Right now you communicate in such a way that you use words to speak, to communicate. However, you are moving beyond words into frequency. And that's not just the frequency that may come out of your mouth, like some of you might call light language or light frequency or soul language. But beyond this, because there is a frequency that you are emitting all the time. And that is changing. You see, is changing everywhere. Why we say everywhere, we mean everywhere. In every reality, in every what you would call world, universe. Now they're laughing because it's beyond this concept that they're bringing. So what we're saying to you here is while we speak in this language that you understand, is not really our central message. The message is really the frequency that you hear and that you feel. And this is the thing. And this is what you're moving into. And this is our activation today. Is moving beyond the concepts, ideas, and beliefs. Yes, the language that you currently use to communicate, and that you communicate in ways, and you realize, and this is important, you realize the way that you are communicating beyond words, even what we would say beyond body language, because you see, there is another way of communication, and we would say the most authentic way of all, and is the divine truth that you are communicating or expressing upon this plane of existence, as you would call it. We would say, if you take away borders and boundaries and even the idea of this plane of existence, and there were no ideas of planes of existence, even if you think of different dimensions, you would find that there is not a wall, more we would say a portal between dimensions, and that portal is not fluid. What is this? Like it's translucent, if you would. What's a more accurate way of saying this? Well, you could use translucent, but it is like a suction, it is like a pull, that you get drawn into, but by your own will. You must match in order to transcend, in order to blend, in order to merge, and you see like a magnet, and if you had something between a magnet, you would find that the magnet didn't pull as much, right? The energy of the magnet would be diminished. And in this way, it is the ideas, beliefs, and concepts that you currently hold and humanity currently holds about what life is, and really what everything is. And in this way, it like dulls the magnet that like suctions the pull through portals, wherever and however those portals may be. Because there are multiple portals, you have portals within you, and you have a heart portal, and you have portals portals outside of you. Now we would say, as we express this to you, nothing is really outside of you, but as you experience it to be energetically, like outside of you, although everything is happening within you, every portal is within you. Well, how is this so? Like even portals between dimensions. Yes, because you see, you must understand that there is no out there. There is no up there. There is no down there. There is just right here, right now. And everything is a projection of mind and energy. And it is like a picture show of ideas and beliefs. What you believe in here, you are seeing outpictured there. And what you believe collectively, you are seeing outpictured. Like a picture show, and they're showing me like an old-fashioned like camera or something that you like turn. And this is very old concepts and beliefs, and so it is going. Now, we would also say it is time for you to rise and to keep rising. It is not time for you to dig your feet in the sand. It's not time for you like an ostrich to put your head in the sand. Although some of you may want to. There is a lot going on in what you would call your world, or the things that you are seeing in front of you, and we've said this many times, that you will see things starting to crumble, as you are seeing now. And your life, your experience, has been built upon a foundation, that has not been built and maintained what we would call properly. So you keep trying to fix a foundation that was never quite laid properly. Oh, I see. And we would say, while in the, what you would call in the beginning, okay? But there's no beginning and end. But in the beginning of laying the foundation, it was laid to perfection. Sometimes the energy and the words come faster than my mouth can speak. And it was laid to perfection, you see. But there are those that wish to take it off balance for different reasons, to take pieces out of the foundation because they felt that they knew better. They knew that making it topsy-turvy would give them an advantage over what you would call time. So the foundation has been changed and altered. And as it is, you have had like an agreement to this. So they're showing me something that I asked them if I could have something different, and no, they don't want it. So they want me to say this. So it's like the concept, you may have heard this before. I'm sorry if it's graphic, but they say it's like if a frog was in hot water and was put in the water like at a room temperature, and then slowly you put the temperature on, the frog would slowly boil to its demise. You see, because it would become acclimatized or accustomed to the water getting warmer and warmer and warmer and hotter over time. But if you had a boiling water and you put the frog, I would jump right out. I said, no, thank you. And in this way, this is what's happened with humanity. You see, over time, it is this like slow boil, where you get used to what you would call like the crazy that you see before you now, right? The undoing, if you would, and the mental projections. And we say this of crazy because some people feel as if it is crazy, and they feel like themselves are crazy, living in a crazy time and feeling mentally crazy, scattered, mentally here, mentally there, should I this, should I that, the pressure is on, I don't want to, I really want to, and it's a grasping at both. It's like a grasping at I don't want to do this and a grasping at I really want to do that, but I feel like I'm not in alignment, or I'm not able to do what it is that I want to do, or I don't have the money, resources, time, skills to do it. And we would say all of this is like part of the foundation that has been like chipped away and remade, so that you believe in this stuff. But really, you have all of the time, money, resources that you need when you stop engaging in the idea of time, money, resources in the way that you do now, and you are willing to move beyond. And this idea of a portal, you will even be moving beyond these ideas and concepts you see, because everything is a no thing, it is a nothing, it is an energy, and an idea and a belief that has been created. So even if you have ideas of planets, you have ideas of I am this person, you have ideas of portals, you have ideas of even chakras, everything that you have ideas about, so we would say those ideas are, they're not quite like finished, so they're not quite right. They are ideas, but there is a true knowing. There is a knowing that goes beyond like knowledge and intellect, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with like books and information, but it is this idea though that you understand that while those things are useful, ultimately to get you where you want to go, so even if you don't know that's where you want to go there, your like soul knows, and they're showing me like the movie Back to the Future when at the very end he's like, where we are going we don't need any roads, so like this, it's beyond concepts and beliefs. And so now you are each being called individually and collectively to rise above in multiple ways, rise above what you see in front of you, rise above energetically, and to keep that vibration, because each portal, each dimension, each what you would call level, but it's not a level, and they're even saying this to me, so they don't like to say level because then you have this idea that something is lower and something is higher, and they're saying it is just like vibrationally. If you want to see what is in the sky, then you cannot play the mud in the earth. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing in the mud in the earth, because there's lots of lessons, there's lots of things to learn. But if you want to see what's beyond what's right in front of you, you must be willing to let go of the ideas and concepts and beliefs of what things mean to you now, to see and experience more accurately what is beyond what you see and experience now. You can't play the games. I mean, you can all you want, but you can always do whatever you want for as long as you want, but the games must stop. Now, some like to play them very much, and they are being played like a shell game with something under a shell, and you keep moving it around. There are a lot of shell games happening now. There are a lot of games, there are a lot of under the table games. They're showing me like a club or something that you would go to, like a nightclub where something, things that are not on the up and up are happening. Like games, and they're showing me like all kind of what is this? Like I want to say like this is how they're just showing it to me. And sometimes I share that with you. How they show something to me in my mind. Like rolling the dice games, and a person with a visor and like a casino type of thing, and like wearing this kind of uniform type of thing. Like exclusive clubs. Where the games are being played, and the people are gathering to play the games. The people are gathering to create the diversion. Yes, and the next steps to how they can change the foundation and how they can try to take out a big chunk. To take people off kilter, to take people off center, and in this way, when you feel drunk and dizzy, it is the perfect time to like pass things under your nose. Is that right? Exactly. When you are feeling off balance, when you are feeling dizzy, when the foundation begins to shift, and there's like pieces being taken out of it now, and it's like on its side, and you start to feel dizzy of this. It's one of those things that that the hope is there by those who benefit from putting others off balance. The hope is there that, like the frog in the pot, you will become accustomed to it. But no, you will not. And you cannot. Because you must. You must rise above this. It is of the utmost importance, and that is why we will bring this energy attunement and activation today, so that you may stay on balance. And we will also do an inner ear activation, so you may hear with divine hearing, clairaudience, so you will hear with divine hearing, what needs to be heard, what can be heard, what can be heard, and what we share is beyond words. It is in actually the silence. Everything that we share is in the silence. And you may say, well, what? And shrug your shoulders like, what are you talking about? Because you talk nonstop. And then you speak, or you share this frequency. And we would say, it is in the reverberation of the frequency. All things are known. Silence, please. This is really what we are sharing. And while you think that we are sharing something other, this is actually what we are sharing. It is the truth of all existence, which has no words. Ioro tokoroso, tokoroso, tokoroso. And that is what we shared. Ioro tokoroso. However, you like to hear the words ioro tokoroso and the sounds, and they are beneficial, so we share them. Ioro tokoroso, tokoroso. But also we could share nothing. Ioro tokoroso, and that would be everything. Ioro tokoroso, because it is in the no thing, in the nothing, that all things are known and all things are shared and all things are, they just are. Yorotokorosa, that's it. Yorotokorosa, end of sentence. Yorotokoro, put the period on the end of sentence, or the exclamation point if you like, or even the question mark because you don't understand, but it doesn't matter because it is an inner standing that is beyond any concepts. So we would like now to share an attunement, and this will be an energy attunement, followed by an activation. What are you attuning to? Well, you are attuning to what always is and what always has been and what always will be, which is the truth of all things, the truth of all existence. While we will use a frequency to do so today, we want to remind you that it is actually in the silence, the sound of the reverberation, and how that reverberates, resonates is the word. Resonates through all of what you would call existence, and you would think that that's vast and going everywhere, and we would also say that it is just right here, right now. And you resonate, you vibrate with the frequency of truth always. Always. And this is like, is it like a wake up and remember? Like attracts like type of thing, or is this something different? Yes, we would say it is like that, and we would also say it like this. We are not giving something to you. The divine that you are calls to it, or attracts to it what it needs for its purpose, for its journey, if you would. So we are actually you, giving to you, merging with you merging with yourself, you merging with your own soul. I'm trying to exactly figure out how this is. Well, they're telling me you can get out of your mind because you will, and actually we would prefer it if you do, because we would say even if you had all the information today, you still would not understand it all, and you don't need to, but you can understand it and you can trust in this. What can you trust in? You can trust in your own divinity, which is the divinity of all things, and it is the divinity you think it is, just me, my divinity, me, my higher self, but there is just only what we would say one, but even when we say one, you think that there is one, then that must mean there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 0, and then you begin to argue with each other about the numbers and the ideas, and we would say, take away all of the concepts, and in this lays the truth of all of existence. If existence existed, which it does not, and also it does, both things are true, but one is only ultimately true, and the other is like a conventional truth. Okay, now we wish to begin, please, with the attunement of your divinity. Atai shialai so yapai sikiana sai shialaso. Anaiwai so kiapaya rosho kiamai takarasa. And then we will go on to the activation of yes, the inner ear, and also beyond that, so that you may to connect blink of an eye. with what you would call your spiritual heart. Your spiritual guides are not out there somewhere. They're right here in your heart. And when you connect with them here. You don't connect with them out there. You don't call them with a megaphone. And then some of you get mad, some of you get sad. You say, I cannot connect with my guides. I do not know how. I used to connect with them and now I don't. Well, they are here right now. Because they are you. They are connected to you. They are part of you. They are one with you. You are one and the same. So when you take away the idea of a hierarchy, of some are higher, some are lower, borders and the like, you are left with freedom. And the freedom to connect because you are one with it and you are it ultimately. And there is no separation between you. So when you are wanting to connect with your guides, you are doing so through your heart and your heart portal, and we will activate this today. So we will begin. Inia Sala Shori. So as always, you say yes and we say yes. Says we are delighted to do so. We have always been delighted. And we will continue to delight. So when you say yes and we say yes, we also would say there is no you and we and her and me, because we are all one, but there is the idea of intentionality, and this is important, to be intentional, at different points in time of your journey. There are times to sit back and allow what is to be, and there are times to be intentional. And now we be intentional. So you say yes and we say what you would call a disclaimer, not really, but in this way, you must be prepared. You must be prepared to let go and release. And there are those things that lay in the shadow, and you must be willing to face them. But you may face them with your light, the light in your heart, not the light that takes away the fear of the dark. Sometimes people fear the dark or they fear the shadow, so they use what they would call a light, a flashlight, or their own inner light as a way to repel negativity or a way to see what's in the dark, and they have a certain amount of fear around it. And with this, there is a deep love and reverence for the shadow parts of self and the shadow parts of all things, really. Is with that deep love and reverence and compassion, that we shine the light in such a way that we are able to see the shadow parts of self and the shadow parts of others with complete compassion and not with fear. And you must be prepared to make this shift now. And it is shift away from fear. Not the fear that makes you jump out of the road when a car is coming. The fear that comes from being known, being seen, being heard, to moving, or merging, merging more fully with the divine that you are, and you have always been, and letting go of the concepts and beliefs that you held as a way of markers of identification and ideas of identifying yourself. And this is what a good life is. And means I'm successful. And means that my relationships are good by these like markers, if you would. Iorokos are these ideas, is really letting go. And we will say those times will be turbulent. It's not always filled with, so they're showing me a plane, it's not always filled with onboard movies and snacks. So there's the turbulence that comes. And sometimes the oxygen masks come from the ceiling. And sometimes there's a bumpy road. There's a rough ride. But if you don't get on the plane, then how can you fly? Now we would say beyond this, just as a side note, we are using this as a example, but also as like a side note, you can travel without planes, trains, and automobiles. And that's a different message. But we go back to the plane. And you must be willing to ride the bumpy road. And trust that you will get to your destination as needed. And if there needs to be a pit stop at a destination because the roads were too bumpy, that this is not a horrible thing. Sometimes you have to deboard the plane and take a new plane, and sometimes there's a problem with the engine, and then you may end up in a whole place that you didn't expect to be for a period of time that you didn't expect to be there, and that's okay. This isn't too bad for me. This is so horrible for me. This is good indeed. Wherever you land is where you should be. You need to be there at that moment. Even if that is just to realize that you hold a lot of resistance to being where you are. And sometimes you land in a place where you didn't expect to be as an opportunity to move past resistance. All right, let's begin. So your heart and our heart is one heartbeat through all of time. That plays together, beats together, sings together, rejoices together. Through one thread of existence. Shall I see energy attunement? Ayatorochi Kyoto Shu. Taisai nishi alaino di oroktusho. Kiapakata so ikbaya show iaso iaso. Ikiapakoto show iaso iaso. Akiapakato show iaso. Iniawasha show. Amoyo kiapachi. Awata sikiapakoto sokia shikarakete seshi. Iniala sari. Sio kia paia shoi kia paia shoi kia paia la shai. Iktano so kia pala sho ia sai I o sia pakara sai shi. Iktitiki shikua ataki o tishia kata se apaya turu kia pata nishi ala so kia pa. Iktai sho kia pai ana so kia paia shikwai ki kishia kai kishiki shikwa. Ikio kia so kia pakara takere shikere teke shipi kia pakoshi a ia poko uasi ishi awai. Inisi awaya tukuia pakata se akwasa iskumi isha hahisi hahua hasi hiwa. Hiapako hiapakata so hihasi hiapaketi ubi chiwa kata se. Anasaya takaisi ala shai kiapaka anaya sara shai. Amasai chioporo shopaya kiapata shi atushi ananashi. Ania shokia patata chiapakata sikiapakara sakiatia she kiapakato inisi away. Akaisi kia pakata shi alai. Akote. Ani ai o ke a paia te shi ala ki o puku te she ala saya te ke oro shi a paia si anai si o ko te shi ala e shuki a patai shi a kai tukura se te kere te se ana se ki a pata te se ki a patai she ani a waka te se ki poti a piki asu ki a piki a shi ki o ko te shana mi piki a si ali shi a iu ki a pukur shi a piki o yo si a wia ki a si a wea ki a wi rik shuak panisha ani si o piki te si ki a wiesia, squeak up ki de squeak ki de shia, uktini akru yeshuiatia, yesia, we are here, we can see, we are here, see, we say. And I say, I see a tia, so sure, see a kiapa care se, shia, wikiara so. Ese shoe kiara se shiawara ki abara si sho neoya si apia tia kuya si tina she sene she no e kapasa shiawe ektene sai chia paya la se koto soshia. And I say, ala shala sari. Nioia pikua pai no shei e pea nai sai kiobe ai shai alana tai kio amai e ai e ki ai e shai I o asai abai be a o asai a aso ki a pata so so ki ala Eso kana saya la shaya mai kaya sai shia la ka anasai shia karasa shaki anasai shai amai sai shikia la sai. Anaseo kia papa shaya kurasa portal activation iata karasa anasaya tarakarasa heart portal iata karasa and the energy from my heart to your korosa, through your heart, your korosa is one heart now. Yara korosa, and you may sense it, you may feel it, or you may imagine it. Yoro to korosa te kiasa, yata koroso te kirasa, or nothing. Yatoro korosa, yakarasa. All options are options. Yata karasa te kirasa te kirasi, chia karasa te kirasa te kirasa. There is not one way. Yokorosa, there are multiple ways. Yoro to korosa to experience the one thing, the nothing. Yoro to korosa is the truth. You korosa to korosa, and you will honor each other. Yara korosa in such a way. Korosa the divine will express korosa on what you would call your plane of existence. Yayata korosa, and there will be like a rejoicing. Ayotoro korosa once again. Yayatoroko. And as I shiki and asata korosa activation now, please. Yoro to korosa tekara shala. Shokia paini o waitana so ikti shiala sana. Anasaikia pokutushi yuktanai sai shiktanai nai kiktini show uktaisi yuk. Anasaiki ota kerese ke apatasha ke se apatatikioa diajrabi kiawa. Siokia saya shai. Koa pata shai. Inikia potukia pala shia la shia payati gari shioro tokia payai kiai Clairaudience, Ioro Tokoroso activation, Ioro Tokoroso Tekerasaya, and Ioroka, some of you may ask, and we would say, Ioro Tokoroso, you will receive the perfect amount that you need. Ioroka, nothing more, nothing less. Ioroka, every activation is only what you need and what you can hold at the time. Iara Tekerasaya Tokoroso, but the activation lives on, like energetically, in the field, in your field, in the field, and as you require it, it will like increase. Saikiapai. Ukasash. Saikshu. Saikia. Ukiapakyu. Sanashai. Suktai shai, sai shiai, anai shai, piakara sai, shai lai shai, siala shari. Tenene she nene she nene she nene she nene she kiapana sai shianai kiapata shai tanai sai shik tanai sai kai tanai sai shinenai amaya wiki amagasu kiapaka no se we se and te se kiala shai e kyokoto so kiapakara sai te kere se shiapakara se pikara sai te kiala Shioro toko sikipe anasaya orikiapa. Anasaya toroko sotoke apakarasede kesharabati. Aniobukesia, Shikiboktesia to Shiapa, Anasayo to Krate Kishirebe de Sigara Soko Saki Pakrisia Atikapasuki Aso, Easo, Kiapakatishka Atiaba, or Apapakishko, Seke, Sedekasaka Sukure, Anasaya Tekarasa, you will not be unbalanced, Ioroto Koroso, or off balance, Ioroto Koroso, you will be in a Sakarasa on balance, on point, very clear, clear, crystal clear, and the crystal in your heart, of the crystalline grid, that is available for you, like the template is available for you in your heart, okay, so we're moving into this now, this is for the crystalline grid in your heart. In the template available. Like you would call a download. Like when your phone has an update. Like this. There's like a crystalline grid update, that is like in your heart. More information, please. Yes, you are connected. As always, to all things. And there is a new version. Is there another way of saying this? No, it is a new version. You may use this for now, like a version code. There is a new version, if you would, a new version of who you think you are, a new version of who you think all things are and what you think things are. And there is a new template for the crystalline grid. Like an update to this and those that wish to merge more fully with this, and we will say, as always, though, when you make the agreement, you know that things will change, and they will as they are, and always have, yet some things are always the same, and the thing that's always the same, is the truth of your being, and the truth of all things you see, and that is the thing to see, which is not a thing that you see with your eyes. It is this thing that you see with your inner eyes, beyond the ideas of what you see in front of you. And now we wish to activate, please, those that wish to upgrade, update, the template of the crystalline grid, which is in every cell, every cell, every cell. It is in all things. It is in everything, yet it is no thing. Remember this. And this may be hard to understand, because you want a concept, but also remember that there is an existence beyond concepts, and we would say this is the true existence of all things, which is beyond any concepts. But for now, we offer for those that wish the activation of the template, the update of the template of the crystalline grid, which is actually happening right now through my heart, to your heart. Siala shara sori motia wai owai saya ai. And this is like happening like energetically, anasaya takasa beyond like orosokarasa words. Yo torokorasa takarasa 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 chikiapata sai shiana karaso tikiapaya nasotia pakatasai takarase 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 ia tikioko tosokia pakata sekirese se petitio orotosho. Iniaya torokoso shiala ke sia poai atekirase shiawa. Anasaya toroko so kia pakate se kia pakata se and so it is done. As it has always been, and always will be. Your divine beauty, your divine glory, the divine beauty, the divine glory, expressed, manifest on this plane and all planes, if you would, worlds and all worlds, if you would, universes, all universes, if you would. So it is, as it has always been. We would like silence now, please. All things, excuse me, are always done, are always said, beyond sound, beyond frequency, beyond the words, anasai, sholai, anaisai, kwanaisai. Anasai orosho, amae tiasai, kiamae sai sho, tainai sai, shianai, kainai sai. Ana so kiamana shai, anala shai kioroso kianai siatai, sai shoot, amaya torokoso, shiatainai sai, shianai sai, uktanai sai, shianai sai, Rochia Maya. Tenesheawa. Kanasaya Shori Sia Naitia Matasai. I'm just checking in now. Ianasaya Torokorosaya Tekerese 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 Chioporokroso Tikerasai Tekerasa, and they are going to like excuse me, finish now. Iorotokorosai Tekerasa Tekerasa, like energetically. Iaratekerasa with like a shell, if you would. Iorotokorosaya Tekerasa Tekerasa Tekerasa, like a warm embrace. Iorotokorosai Tekerasa that surrounds you. And that this is available anytime. This loving, like energetic embrace, anytime for you. It resides within your heart, and it is always here, as all things are always here for you. You need not for anything, Yorokoroso, always turn within, Yorotokoroso, to fill your cup, and when you feel that your cup cannot be full, we would say, you may experience that from like a worldly perspective, but we would say you are a full, glorious, divine being of light being. Even if you have the idea of a being, you have like an idea of like something, like a being, and we would say even take this away. You are divine light, and in this way you are always full. There is a fullness that is always here, and it is only the ego and the concepts, and the like collective ideas that tell you anything different than that. However, when you tap into your heart portal, you will know that you are an expansive, infinite energy source, energy light source. And this we would say is truer than any concept that you may have about what kind of person you are when you look in the mirror and you have ideas of, your shortcomings. And we would say, even beyond this, when there is silence, then the truth is here, the truth is known, the truth is heard. Speak to each other in sweet silence, because it is truth speaking to truth, rather than ego to ego. And we would say that is love. That is divine love. Okay, and we thank you, and we love you. And this is just like a loving, not just, it is a loving energy. Shala Suri. Please remember that you are everything that you need right now. And all things are now. And when you feel like it's hard or there's resistance, remember that there is likely a story of resistance rather than resistance itself. There's a story of a person you believe you are. When you drop all the stories, you drop everything else. Okay, iorotokorosayeterokoso. Okay, iniasayeterokoso shiana taishi karasa tekarasa tekarasa tekarasa. Okay, we're just gonna have another moment here. Ayatorokoso. Okay. Thank you so much to the guides for sharing this message, this attunement, this activation, and all of it, everything. And thank you so much for sharing this experience with us. And as always, we are sending you so much love. Thank you.